You're watching Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program with me, Pemal Harden. His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the Gyaltsen received a group of school children who recited Lole at the Royal Linkana Palace. His Majesty the King, His Majesty the Fourth Drugyalpo and the members of the royal family graced the final day of Sipa Chide ceremony in Punakha. His Holiness appoints the principal of Sangchen Dorji Lendub Anim Shedra at Wolakha in Punakha. His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the Gyaltsen received a group of school children who recited Lole at the Royal Linkana Palace to commemorate the beginning of an auspicious new year.
A group of children from schools in Thimphu recited Lole to mark Ninlo before His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the Gyaltsen at the Linkana Palace. Ninlo is traditionally observed as the New Year, coinciding with the annual harvest in parts of western Bhutan. Lole is the recitation of a traditional song with wishes for a happy and bountiful New Year. Children are believed to be harbingers of good fortune, and their recitation of Lole consists of wishes specific to every component of a traditional Bhutanese home, from the ground to the tip. The children go from house to house singing wishes to usher in a prosperous new year and are granted gifts. The Folk Heritage Museum, inaugurated under the auspices of Her Majesty Queen Mother Dorji Wangmo Wangchuk, organizes an annual recitation of Lole or Ninlo in an effort to revitalize this special tradition. For the past few years, children in Thimphu have celebrated Ninlo every year with a Lole recitation before their Majesties at the Linkana Palace. Their Majesties granted Sera to the students. Sonam Rinchen for BBS News.
His Majesty the King, His Majesty the Fourth Drugyalpo and the members of the royal family graced the final day of the Sipa Chide ceremony in Punakha Zongkak. Other senior government officials also attended the event. The 5-day Sipa Chide, presided over by His Holiness the Jekempo, is performed once every 12 years. Offerings are made to all the realms of the universe. Material and symbolic offerings are placed before two structures representing the two protective deities of Bhutan for the peace, security and the well-being of nation and people, and to remove all the obstacles. The offering this year is dedicated to the 60th birth anniversary of His Majesty the Fourth Drugyalpo. Thousands of people gathered at the last day of the Sipa Chide, one of the biggest sacred offering ceremonies in the country.
This was the scene. Thousands rushed for the precious materials, gold-plated locket, money, gold statues, and other precious stones. There were also other precious materials like jewelry and personal items of their Majesties. The Lektsolebe of the central monastic body says it is considered lucky if a person happens to get those precious materials. The Sipachido is to make offerings to all the deities and sentient beings in the universe to balance the forces of good and evil. Great lamas had prophesied that this ceremony would protect the nation against all threats and uphold religious traditions. It is said that it will help safeguard the degeneration of spiritual values and ensure peace and prosperity in the country. Meanwhile, a 7-year-old girl died after she was hit on her head by a pole. She died at the hospital. 9 others were injured during the rush. Compiled for Chuni Dema in Punakha, Tenzin Rapki, PBS News.
His Holiness the Jekempo consecrated the newly watched zong under Jena Gyok in Wangdiphodrang. The zong was first built by the descendants of Sangda Garten, the son of Paja Drugam Shipo, in the 13th century, but later the zong was ruined. The reconstruction works was carried out under the charge of Kempo Doji from Wacha village in 2011. It is constructed at a cost of more than 10 million Newton. The main Nangten of Dilhaga is Tempa, the statue of Buddha. The zong is believed to be one of the sacred monuments since many great masters, including Kunchen Longchen Rabjam, Yongzin Ngagewanchu and Lam Drukpa Kinle, is said to have visited the place. The National Council Chairperson Dr. Sonam Kinga, Health Minister Tandin Wangchu, senior government officials and people nearby the village attended the consecration ceremony. With the completion of road and bridges along the Gomfu Panbang Highway, it has brought benefits to the people of Lower Keng. The people say their livelihood has improved as the highway has opened up a lot of economic opportunities in the region. The Indian ambassador to Bhutan, Gautam Bambawale, said India will continue the assistance on further development of Gonfu Panbang Highway. This he said while speaking to the people of Lower Keng during the inauguration ceremony of the 2 major bridges of Pantang and Rindigang under Pankar Gyok in Shemgang.
Ambassador Gautam Bambawale said that Gonfu Panbang requires more infrastructure development. He said India will continue to assist further development of the road.
I know that the Gompo Panbang road is not completely ready, though these 2 bridges are. And I promise you that I have told Secretary Dr. Sonam Tenzin and Dasho Tsongdag that in 1 year's time I will come back here and I hope that the entire road is completed by then. So let me make this promise to all of you. I hope to see you here in 1 year's time and I hope the entire Gompo Panbang road is ready by then.
Meanwhile, people of Lower Keng said that they are thankful to the government of India for the generous assistance.
With the road in place, I feel everything has changed now. I am seeing major development in our villages. Even the landscape has changed. The highways connecting East, West and Central Dzongkhag passes through this Gongpu Panbang highway. The benefit of this highway is beyond our words and we are all happy. We are thankful to the government and also to the government of India.
The 44-kilometer Gonfu Panbang Secondary National Highway initially began in 2009 with financial support from the government of India. Till now, around 1.5 billion Niltrum has been spent for the construction of highway and 3 other major bridges of Pantang Zam, Rindigang Zam and Panbang Zam. Compiled for Pema Samdrup, Ishori Gurung, BBS News.
The villagers of Tashipang Chiok under Mendralgang Gyok in Sirang are eagerly waiting for concerned authorities to restore the drinking water supply. Locals said it has been a couple of months without proper drinking water supply.
Though almost all the households of Mendralgang Gyok have water taps, this is the situation in Tashipang Chiok. And farmers have no option but to store water in barrels and jerrycans. And locals have been fetching water from other places for a few months now.
Though
we have water taps, there is no water from the source, so it is a problem.
We had water problem since we came here on resettlement program.
Although the government did solve the problem once, the landslide damaged our water pipes. In summer, we use rainwater, but in winter, it is difficult.
Water pipes at the source were damaged by the landslides in August last year.
We are aware of the problem. So last year we spent our GEOC development grant in 4 chiwoks to maintain water supply. But this year we had little problem as our water pipes are damaged by the landslide. But we have informed the Dzongkhag and we are looking for a budget. So I hope the problem would be solved in about 3 months' time.
But villagers are equally responsible for the problem. The GUB said villagers tend to waste water when there is enough water to use. Water taps are often kept open.
We have upper and lower village. So when it comes to drinking water, the upper village have to take care of the water. They have to maintain the taps. If they use it properly, then there will be plenty of water for everyone.
People living above using Ratichu as their drinking water source have water flowing like this. Because of the water force, the taps snap off and they are unable to replace it. The water source of Paukhola was washed away, so until the water source is repaired, if they could change the water taps and take care of it, water would be sufficient for all of us. And Pau River is the main water source. Until the water pipes at the source are repaired, the 55 households of the Chiok will have to continue to live with the problem. Compiled for Kenchusring in Sirang, Karmatsring for BBS News.
Over the years, the handicraft sectors have grown, both in terms of volume and employment. While the handicraft business has come a long way, the quality of products, innovation and creativity of the producers and artisans has always remained a concern.
With the changing trend of handicraft business, the product quality and innovation have become essential to compete with other handicraft products in the market. Apart from preserving and promoting the age-old traditional skills and knowledge, it has become equally important to diversify the product range and blend traditional methods with scientific and modern techniques. This will help develop the handicraft sector as one of the core economic activities.
There is competition in culture, knowledge and marketing in handicraft sector. When such competition is there, if we don't have knowledge about arts and crafts, and if we have products without quality and other people are not interested in our products, there is greater risk in being out of the competition.
With most of the farmers possessing inherent skills and knowledge on the craftsmanship, the development of the sector has been found to have direct impact on improving the rural lifestyle. To strengthen the sector and to bring it into the mainstream economic activity, the government has undertaken numerous initiatives.
Visit Bhutan.
This year, we will celebrate as Visit Bhutan. We have come up with many programs, and from our side, we hope to receive large turnout of tourists than previous years. I think this will benefit the craftsmen. With the command of His Majesty the King, the government will soon establish the craft village at the truck parking.
Craft bazaar craft village
One other initiative that the Economic Affairs Ministry conducted was the third round of Bhutan Seal program. This program is conducted every after 2 years.
There are two types of the seal program. We have the seal of excellence, seal of quality. Basically, we want to reach the benchmarks of quality, seal of quality, and to encourage more our artisans, producers to go for the quality.
Out of 19 products, only one product was awarded the seal of excellence. Twelve products comprising of 2 products under traditional category and 10 products under non-traditional category were awarded the seal of quality. PBS caught up with some of the winners.
Sentani di kokabya namsami lejimdu te rangi besubachin te tiruya lejimbe zotsube te yendia maparangi yaya jume.
According to the organizers, such initiatives like Bhutan Seal program and many others will help uphold the traditional craft knowledge and skills of artisans, making it more relevant and sustainable. It is also expected to help the producers in marketing, ensure fair production, and provide confidence to the buyers as an authentic product from Bhutan. Chetan Dupchu, PBS News.
Farmers in almost every part of Teshigang Dzongkhag grow vegetables, but mostly for self-consumption. But the people of Muktangkhar village under Barsamgyog in Teshigang are picking up commercial farming.
People of Muktangkhar are now beginning to cultivate vegetables on large scale. Every household cultivates vegetables for both domestic consumption and commercial. Among many other farmers, 50 years old Tempinyuma is the main supplier of vegetables. He said even though the production is less in winter compared to summer, the income from selling vegetables is high since there are not many sellers in the market. Tempinyuma is in this trade for around 10 years now.
There is nothing that does not grow here. Everything grows, and whatever we sow, it does not go in vain. It was difficult for the family to survive before I venture into this business. It helps in buying household items and the expenditure for my children.
Tempis said farmers started taking initiative in growing vegetables ever since there was import restriction and considered drive towards vegetable self-sufficiency from the government.
Since there are different farming groups like Community Forest Group, Bhutan Development Banks Group and Crush Corn Group, we could not come up with a vegetable group. It is just that we do not have a vegetable group. Everybody here sells vegetables. Each household can earn around 500 to 1000 newton at least a week by selling vegetables.
Tempis said he earns around 1000 to 1500 nultram each time he sells his vegetable in Teshigang town. Today he grows broccoli, spinach, beans, peas, radish, cabbage and cauliflower among others. He also grows mushroom in his basement. Tempis said with favorable weather condition and good water supply, most of the farmers are now engaged in serious vegetable cultivation and they are planning to cultivate more each day. Kampal Fucheche, Yishingitu, PBS News.
The challenge of waste management has been a growing concern in Paro town. The town has now become dirty and in some areas filthy due to scattered garbage. With garbage seen scattered almost everywhere, many are concerned on the impacts it has on cleanliness and the environmental outlook.
If you're walking around Paro town, you will certainly see waste scattered around and even notice most of the drains fill with garbage. You might also notice that waste dumpsters placed by the municipal are either overflowing with garbage or simply not being utilized well. Many are raising concern about its potential risk to the environment and people. The Tromde Thimi said the problem is due to the shortage of necessary equipment and garbage trucks.
To collect waste, we have two very small vehicles, and though these were acquired by the Zongda with high expectations, these are not able to work to the required standards. These vehicles are very old and often need repairing at the automobile workshop.
Meanwhile, the Paro municipality office complains of the shortage of sanitation staff and garbage truck. The office currently does not have any sweeper on regular basis and has only 2 trucks to cater to the town. Lack of public initiative and responsibility was also pointed out as a major setback. Compiled for Ishigase, Kinzangishi, PBS News.
Most of the villagers in Sebar in Pema Gatsal are into the craft of making dung and jaling, a religious instrument. Today, about 75 households are into the booming business with demands ever increasing for the instrument.
Dung and jaling are seen and needed in Bhutanese homes for various religious activities. Sebar village has been producing these items for over 2 decades now. According to the dung and jaling maker in Sebar, most of the people in the village are into the craft due to increasing demand.
In Sebar, be it male or female, everyone is involved in making dung and jaling. If the husband makes dung, the wife is involved in engraving. Even youths are now taking interest in making the instrument. I feel people in some of the gyeoks are also taking interest in making dung and jaling.
Since it has been a lucrative business, more and more people in the village are learning the art.
It is important to learn the art since dung and jaling are mainly for religious purpose. Also, if we are equipped with the skill, we can make some earning. I'm not sure how far I will last in my present job. So if I have this skill, I can make my living in future.
I am a mere layman and have no source of income. Whether I have a source of income or not, I have to sustain my family. So if I learn the art, it will help me in future to earn something.
Some of the artisans said the enhancement training provided by the government last year helped them to improve and update their skills. They said are now able to produce quality of their coveted religious item.
The training helped us a lot. There are lots of differences now. Compared to the past, the quality is far better now. Even the designs and the patterns have improved, and we are doing a bricks business.
Enhancement training helped us very much. With improved skills, it has also boosted our business.
Artisans said they are happy with the skills and said they will pass their skills to their children. They said there is no worry, such knowledge and skill will decline or disappear in future. Compiled for Teledoji, Ishingidu, PBS News.
Well, that is all we have for this week. Join us again next week for yet another edition of Bhutan This Week. Goodbye.